Privyet, and welcome back. I am the Watcher, and I got a really good comic book for you this week. In fact, I couldn't even think of any trigger warnings for this one. I know, surprising. Well, that is other than my poor ass attempts at a Russian accent, in which case all I have to say is Migzile Druk. Still though, if that's too much for you, I'd like to invite you back next week when I'm finally going to be doing Hellboy. And like a fine bottle of wine, this one has a little seal on it. A little maker's mark, if you will. Little warning for that one, I cannot do Ron Perlman's voice. I hear Ron Perlman. I will not be trying to do Ron Perlman's voice. It's kind of like how I think Tony Stark should sound like Charlie Sheen, but I can't do a Charlie Sheen voice, so I'm not going to do it because it's going to sound weird. But don't be disappointed. When it comes to weird voices I can't execute properly, I've got plenty for you in this week's episode. So without any more bullcrap, why don't we just get to the book, huh? Welcome to the main segment. This one is a little glossy, as you can see, so I'm going to try to keep the reflection off it best I can. On the back you got Hogwon Fighters. Never heard of them. Some weird little dice things. Looks like a ripoff of Baku Ball, but I actually think this predates Baku Ball. I'm going to look these up, see what came out first. Is that what's called the Baku Ball? Is the little balls people throw and it goes poochie? The cartoon for that was funny, those kids and just little balls floating behind them. Like they're in freaking Phantasy Star. So, Crimson Dynamo, number 2. First, I love the cover art. This here translates as Dynamo. Just so powerful. Oh look, your little hidden signature here. I learned that when artists started signing the covers, it's because they were not getting credited for their art. You have this really creepy tobacco is wacko ad as soon as you open it. And I gotta tell you, like those weird little Quiznos sub-goblins, I completely repressed this. And it brought it right back up. And you know what? This kind of stuff, I think, is what made kids smoke. But those companies are owned by, who is it? The tobacco companies. So I purposely think they make their commercials so stupid knowing it'll make kids want to smoke. Because they'll be like, this is stupid. Kind of like how we had Dare when I was a kid and they said, don't do drugs. Marijuanas will make you kill your grandmother and sell her TV for another hit. And then all those kids grew up to do drugs. So, Crimson Dynamo, game on. You got little introductions here. The kid. The helmet. The armor. The pursuer. And the folks. And they have that picture of his dad just yelling at the TV. Or his stepdad. I don't quite remember. I'll remind us in the issue. Moscow teenager, Gennady Gavrilov, loves to collect unusual items, whether they belong to him or not. And that's just what he found. An amazing helmet, seemingly abandoned by its inventor. At home, Gennady uses it to play a killer virtual reality video game, not knowing he's really driving a suit of powerful armor, which is far to the east in Siberia. Since its breakout from storage, it's been chased by the Russian army, U.S. inspectors, and Divatrov, a mysterious criminal. He knows the armor is a long-lost Crimson Dynamo prototype, and wants it for himself. He's already killed to get it. And, I'm noticing now, they have a Russian name for him, but he speaks, like, with a French accent. Kind of odd. He's like, I am very cultural. Bleh. Which is bad news for Gennady, since the armor is homing in on the helmet. Will he learn the truth before it hurts someone? Or at least before his parents ground him? Oh no, he could get grounded. Guy honestly just sits in his room all day anyways. My mom, I had a similar issue to that, and she would be like, you have to go out. It's like, you're just going to sit in here anyways. And you start off, you notice there's a guy reading a newspaper with the armor smashing by. It's been like 4 days, I think, they say he's been doing this. And he just completely ignores the world around him to the point he doesn't realize that that he's the one causing the news. He doesn't even know what the news is, which is very much like a teen boy. I remember very much getting into Halo when I was younger. It became the reality. It's really weird to fight through an entire war and then die at the beginning of it. So you start off, I want to point out the print here. It looks a little different. It looks fatter, kind of a little more cartoony than I remember. And the wording looks, it looks more digital. So you have these two ladies. Don't look now, Oksana, but your little criminal is headed this way. Gennady? I thought he was interning at the university this year. Don't make it sound glamorous. He's moving boxes in their warehouse. Just a couple days a week, I think. Want to place bets on how long the poor child will babble and drool in front of you today? Not this time, Tamara. Why should I always be made to feel uncomfortable? I'm just going to be direct and say, Gennady Dmitrievich Gavrilov, don't you know any other women? Kapow! And he just pushes his way past her. Throws her ass down. They're in the snow. He's like, sorry. So he does notice them. I guess he knows some other women. Which, lesson there for the young men. Don't go after a woman who thinks she's better than you. It's just, you're never going to be happy, even if you get it. She's always going to hold it over you. And she'll probably just end up using you and taking a bunch of your shit. You know why? Because she didn't want to be in the relationship to begin with. So, for 5 days, the metal monster has continued his deadly march towards Moscow. Dad, do I have to knock you over to get you to hear me? You have to do something about Gennady. He stole one of my scarves. Well, he's riding that scooter at night. Ridiculous, Nelly. What would your stepbrother do with that? Stefan, is Gennady home yet? Who could tell if he was? He's locked himself in his room every night this week. Anna, I begin to think your son was never more than a government plot, which, dude's super paranoid. Like, plot to what? To get you to stare at the TV and cuss all day, bro? Watching those reruns of the Nutcracker when the broadcasting cuts out because there's an emergency they're covering up? Ah, Gennady, you're just in time to help put away the... And he just... Food. Just grabs it, walks off. He literally takes... It looks like a baguette, a can. He's just like, I will eat what is in this bag. Oh, look, he's shocked to see him. His sister's sticking the tongue out. Very sistery. And he's like, Stefan... Do you ever think Gennady might need professional help? And he's like, to do what? I'm trying to watch TV, damn it. Then he's in his room. He's just like, take that and that. Fall before Iron Gennady, hero of the Great Punic War. So, yeah, I think he thinks he's doing the Punic War. Game on. Really great intro screen there. Got this cool helicopter. Hey, this isn't fair. Hitler didn't have helicopters. I must have gotten this game up to the next difficulty level. It's gonna be a long night. Difficulty level? Yeah, we said difficulty. You could tell this was not written by kids. Hello, fellow youth. Got this G.I. Joe ad, which... I wonder if it's like stop motion. I don't know. It looks... I was never a G.I. Joe person myself. Well, not with the toys. Their comics look badass, so... So, Gennady the next day. What do you do, Romeo? Go out dancing every night? Every time I see you here, you're either fast asleep or heading there. So there's the person he's been talking with online, Cajun Angel. And I think this is the only interaction they have the whole time. Are you there, Dillweed? This is your last chance. If I want to be stood up, I'll ask Bobby Thibodeau. And I won't have to get up an hour early to do it. He's like, Angel? Oh, crap. I'm sorry, Angel. I found this thing. Some kind of video game / television / virtual reality. Well, I don't know what it is, but it's great. Found it, huh? Sure, Winona. The same way you find everything, you're gonna get arrested one day. Oh well, a video game. Guys are all the same, even halfway around the world. And then his boss tells him, it's 5, by the way, go to sleep at home instead. And he tells her, gotta go, the Red Army is depending on me. She's like, nerd. Again, he's driving around, doesn't know... I mean, there's even, like, radio announcements. And those kind of bikes are quiet. You can hear the radio, bro. I used to listen to the radio on my freaking CT-110. And tonight's hockey game in Omsk will go on, despite the approach of the metal invader. The players have another surprise visitor tonight. Then you have this ad for, It looks like a split ad. I don't really like this X-Men here. I don't know, something about how that's drawn, especially the waist. This one under it looks kind of cool, but it also looks like it could just suck. Like maybe they tried to make it look really cool because it sucks. Then you have this hockey game, these guys beating the crap out of each other. And there's these guys talking in the audience together, like while they're watching this. You have disappointed me, gentlemen. You should have had the Crimson Dynamo armor days ago. When will you get my prize? We can't get near it. The army is tailing us too closely. Well, I can't keep falling into cross Russia without raising suspicion. Eventually, we'll run out of God-forsaken towns with God-forsaken hockey teams. Max, the armor has been marching with no operator. Have you learned what sent it moving? This little guy's like, yes, sir. I believe whoever has the helmet activated a homing program in the armor. I also believe that person is actually operating the armor remotely a few hours every day. Incredible, and that would explain some of its actions. Can we disrupt this operator's command? Not that I can see. Those transmissions would have bounced off the armor satellite. But I did see a radio frequency marked inside the armor when we were examining it. A dedicated audio channel, just for the armor. Can we use this to speak to the one with the helmet? I think I can arrange. And that guy, he looks like he's got diarrhea or something. It's like, brrr, upset stomach, indigestion, diarrhea. Oh, and there's this again. Maybe he's hiding one of those up his bum. You know, my question from the last one, if you were in prison and you had to make a shiv and hide this, which end are you sticking up your bung first? This end or the 50 end? So it's been a while since that episode. Have you decided yet? Maybe put your answer down in the comments. Oh, this guy's got a bunch of phones in there. It's not diarrhea at all. It's the Tatarian front, sir. Probably calling for more money and guns. Excuse me, he's got a lot of cell phones. Ah, Boris. The consortium was expecting your call. The 12 of us are in full session, even now, taking up your request. Your plan requires $500,000. That'll be a tough sell. Hold, please. Tartarian, front, 500. Sigrid, can you get me one of those meat pierogies they have over there? And something to drink. None of that swill you Russians call beer. You know what? I'm not aware of any Russian beer brands. I've always thought of the vodka. I'm going to look up some Russian beer and put it on the screen right now. He's like, Good news, Tarvich. The council of the consortium has agreed. The money will be transferred to your account. Looks like he's just bullshitting the guy. He just literally looks at his watch. Oh, this made me want to go back. I wanted to point out something I noticed. This stuff makes me cringe so hard. So they have this, you can get a coupon for the toothpaste and the toothbrush, right? A cutout coupon. Look what's on the other side. This guy waiting to bullshit the guy. And it would cut partially through there and there. Oh, it just makes me wonder if any kid cut his book to get one of those toothbrushes. I hope he still has a toothbrush in the comic, if so. Anyways, yeah, so he's bullshitting the guy pretty much. 30 kilometers of detonation cord 2. Oh, Boris? I don't know. Such a contribution could expose your covert group to great jeopardy. And you have some more ads here, which, main thing that stood off to me is this sweet picture of Daredevil. Even the Hulk, too. The lighting's great on it. And I thought, are these posters? I would love some posters like that. They're little magnets. Oh, look, here's the price. $10 for that magnet. Jesus Christ, dude. A lot of ads in this one. Like, every single page. I like it if they did a few of the side-by-sides. Like, in the older ones, like, the Team Americas were reading, how it'll literally be 2 pages. And it'll be ads, and you get back to the story. But for the Tartarian front, I will try. Please hold. Detonation cord. He's like, Molodets, good shot. And then he tells him, and he's like, Spasiba, pожалуйста. So that is thank you and you're welcome. Success, Boris, success. There was great debate, and I carried the day. You'll find your package in the usual place. The Consortium proudly sides with the Tartarian front. We stand in solidarity, praying for the day your goal is achieved. What is their goal again? Who cares? Just send them what they want. Now you get back out there with Salva and intercept the armor at the site we discussed. And you, Max, get that radio hookup with whoever is driving that armor. Maybe I can distract him long enough for Salva and Sergei to capture the armor at the pit the army has built. Got a sweet Bionicle ad here. A lot of Bionicle ads in this one. Siberia Steppes, 15 kilometers outside Omsk. A pit? What makes you think the machine won't notice that? And they just put a tarp over it. I love it. It's very Bugs Bunny. Would probably also work too. You know, I'm reminded of a story in World War II where the British made a fake airfield. Actually, the British and the Germans both did that. There was one, the Germans made a fake airfield hoping the British would bomb it, and the British knew it was fake and they responded by dropping a wooden bomb on it, which is just hilarious. They're like, oh yes, they went with it and they were like, boop, just a little. That's the kind of British humor that's hilarious to me. It seems to go through dormant phases like now. You call that dormant, Colonel? It's just like walking. There are times when it simply walks, Jennings. Barging rather than pummeling. Then it gets more active, responds better to its environment, usually after dark. Wonderful. You've been warehousing an 8-foot titanium bosom. Don't overstep your bounds, Jennings. Your American threat reduction team is here to dissimulate only those weapons we stipulate, and to confirm the location of any other systems falling under treaty, Colonel. I've been confirming the location of that thing for 5 days. Same as the rest of you. You get the treat of me doing the bad French accent right away. Oh look, it's one of those 2 panels. I guess I kind of forgot. The part that stands out to this about me the most is Stitch. Just boom! Very topical too. I should put Stitch in the hashtags because I know people are going to the movie. And then they'll be very disappointed when they watch this video and it's literally for 3 seconds. They have this hall monitor show, which I hated those kids. And Kim Possible, you know, I got a lot of crap from this from my cousin growing up, but I found out later on other people agree. She looks like she has a mustache. Bunch of just cereal and crackers everywhere, because I guess this is what they think of kids. And that's why there's like so many ads you can barely read it. At least he hasn't killed anybody yet, apart from those poor guards back at the arsenal. I wouldn't be so sure about them. Someone else was at the arsenal that day. But who? This is Devereaux. Are you in position with the pit? Perfect, sir. The fall should shock the armor long enough for us to secure it. And by the time the troops dare to come near, we'll have driven out the far end. And the army will spring the trap. But we'll steal the rabbit. This is our best chance to stop this beast before it reaches Omsk. Alright, troops. Kill the lights. Choom! Oh, I love this picture right here. It's just glowing in the distance. It's like, this is it. Get in position. Dude, seriously? Like, they kill the lights and you're going to start talking. It's going to see your word bubble. Imagine, like, if that was an issue in modern warfare. Like, oh, you can see the enemy's war bubble. Drop the mortar over there. No, at least this one's an in-house ad. So yeah, it just steps right on the tarp and boom, right through and poof. Bossy moi, what a noise. Hurry, load the armor on the truck. The army will be down here in minutes. Advance with caution, men. With the rains, it may be in any position down there. So I guess they're kind of like trying to get to it before the army, so they hid under the tarp. That's kind of cool. Soldiers closing slowly. 3 by 3, cover advanced. So predictable. That gives our men in the pit about 2 minutes to spirit the armor away. Now Max, do you have that frequency we talked about? I set the radio up over here, Dotrieve. It'll transmit better outside the van. but they sure didn't look like anyone was controlling the armor. Will you still need our diversion? I will still need the helmet, won't I? Perhaps I can talk the fool into telling me where he is in the bargain. At worst, I'll make a deal. 2 decades in this country and I still haven't met a Russian that wouldn't sell his own mother. That's, it's harsh, bro. I would like to say, at this point, that the statements in this comic are not mine. And so Gennady, he's sneaking through the house, and his mom gets him. Well, he really looks like his mom. I like his scared face. Like, his looks completely change from, like, this sneaky, ratty little Tom Cruise to just, like, bug-eyed tiki. It's like a tiki you would see on the wall at, like, a Hawaiian grill. She's like, aha! Incredible. I've caught sight of a rare nocturnal Gennady. And he's like, yep! He's like Archie. Yep! 17 years ago, there was this painful evening. People have been telling me ever since I had a son that night. But I'd never believe them. I mean, a son? I would see such a thing in my house once in a while. Sorry, Mom, I've just had a lot of homework. Such devotion. Then you won't mind me taking a look at what you have in your backpack. Sure, Dad, is that you? And she's like, huh? And he's like, psych! And just goes in his room, locks the door, slamming. He's just like, Gennady! Bam, bam, bam. Gennady Dmitriev, you open this door right now. Sorry, Mom. This is one toy you're not taking away. And I think most parents, if their kid was doing this, when he's out of the house, they would just take the doorknob off or the door off. You know, I think, and then they just come and be like, so what you doing in here? You know, I kind of imagine, it seems creepy to me. And so it's back at the armor. Wait till this is tight, and then take it away. They just got a tow truck. He's like, game videos on another channel. Let's see where I am tonight. And then there's a thing comes through the radio. Yes, where are you tonight? Eep! He does another Archie. Talking now? Wow, Vanko really could design a game. And this guy's like, Vanko, the designer of the Crimson Dynamo? He's like, this is not the game. What do you know of Vanko? I mean, computers reacting to speech? That's cutting edge. Why would he hide this helmet away in the MGU warehouse? Oh my god. He's like, what warehouse? Come on, you must talk to me. So they know now. They know something. It's like, of course it sounds all wrong for a video Nazi. What's it doing with a French accent? Are you supposed to be Napoleon? Oh, I got the French guy mixed up. Oh, well, I'm going to go with it. He's like, Nazi? Napoleon? What are you talking about? Tell me where you are. I was not just doing a Russian accent on the last page. This guy who looks way more French, he's like, Salva says they're running in which now? And then the armor gets up. Well, Napoleon, this is fascinating, but let's get back to the game so I can kick your ass some more. He's like, what? What the? Is he a madman? And he's like, your guess is as good as mine. He's like, oh no. Think you can speak to me, huh? And the armor stands up all badass. Oh, look at how they kind of like lined it up, like his panel and the armor. That's cool. That's pretty cool. Salva, do you remember what Doltrev said to do if the armor got back to its feet? Don't you? The ostrich? He's like, bzzz, ah, and they run off. Very goony of them. So they try pulling the truck away. Traction activated. It's like crang, it goes tight. It's like, we're almost to the trench. Be ready for anything. Wow, these army guys are really slow. They're like, we've been walking up really slowly and carefully this whole time. And then just, yeah, as the car comes flying over. He's just swinging it around like a monkey. And the chain goes up, crang, and it flies off. The armor jumps out. That was one of our best T-80s. And where did that tow truck come from? I think your possum's awake again, Colonel. Oh yeah, see, this is the guy I made French a minute ago. He's like, I think your possum's awake again, Colonel. I have my normal accents now. Oh, that's why I got him confused. I went back to check and I saw the goggles. Listen to me. Whoever you are, I will gladly pay you for the Crimson Dynamo. Help. Don't you ever shut up, Napoleon? Where's your mute button? Gertrude, there's something you should see. Man, so I really messed that up. But I'm going to leave that in. You'll just see. It's part of the learning process, I guess. Kind of funny. I'll make it simple, you Russian fool. Cooperate, or I'll hunt you down and take the helmet away. What do you have to say to that? Hello? Hello? Can you hear me now? And then, boom! Just throws the freaking thing down at him. Just boom! I love this scene. I love the full bodies like that, dude. Just, the lighting, the action, the emotion. We're going to need another car. You think? The one with the helmet knows Vanko. He mentioned a Moscow State University warehouse. Gentlemen, we're going to Moscow. You got this cool view of Gennady inside the helmet. I love when they show like how it actually fits. I mean, it looks so spacious. Cool, let's see what else I can wreck. And there's a train. A train, outstanding. Oh, God. Iron Gennady leaps. Oh, thank goodness. Iron Gennady leaps speeding locomotives in a single... Wait, that's not quite right. Leap sequence activated. And just whoosh. I'm glad he jumps over it. He's trying to Superman. Wait, where'd I go? Signal lost. Remote link terminated. Nothing anywhere. I can't reset the game either. Crap. Might as well go to school. The sun's all coming up. The train's just like... Yeah, I want to talk about this now. Superman couldn't always fly, and a lot of people forget that. It's even in the old cartoon. Can leap over buildings in a single bound. That's because he literally used to, like, jump and land. Like, he'd be like, oh, there's trouble? Jump and land. Like, it could literally be from DC to Moscow, and he would jump up so high that he would land there. And they just kind of changed it to flying because, more control. It looks kind of cooler. It's really dramatic to think it just, like, slammed down. I think some of the old live actions have him doing that, too. He just jumps up. Just like... So it's the next day. God, Gennady, you look like something the devil vomited. And you're a bright cup of sunshine, Vanya. If you spent a week playing a game that suddenly went bluey, you wouldn't look much better. Ah, your game. Well, it's your fault for holding out on friends. But I don't care. I've had more fun watching the thing on TV every night. What thing? I haven't watched TV since last week. This evil robot in Siberia. 2 nights ago, it was that helicopter battle. Then last night, it threw that big truck, and he's just like, boop. When I first saw this, I thought it was a different kid. Like, he's just like, Super Saiyan. And he grabs his friend by the ear and starts shaking him. He's just a dick to his friends. Vanya, illustrious fool. What? What evil robot? You really should come up for air sometimes, Gennady. He just pulls out the newspaper that he's carrying. And then the train, it's showing the train rumbling by again. And you had those 2 girls waiting again. I still can't believe that little jerk. That was a new coat. He did say he was sorry, kind of. Well, you shouldn't be getting suede or something. You should definitely get a coat that could handle snow in Russia. I know parkas are very popular with men and women. Like, even the dude's a big furry parka. It's like, I'll make him sorry. I'll break every bone in his, and then boop, just knocks her again. He's like, kapow. Freaking Captain knock a bitch down. Idiot Durkov. It's like a freight train, dear, and then it's back on the train. You see the armor in the back. Rumble, rumble. Brum, brum. You'll learn to listen for the rumbles. Game off. So I guess it just died halfway through the air. And then you have this cool little looking, I never watched by Uncle, but this monkey looking guy, it reminds me of baby Hellboy, which is great for next week's episode. And that is the thrilling adventure that is the second appearance of the Crimson Dynamo in his own comic. In his own comic that he's really not in that much, you know? Well, anyways, let's get to the final thoughts. Well, I guess he's not playing around anymore. All jokes aside, I really enjoyed this part of the story. It's really starting to build momentum. I thought in the first half, I was like, oh man, a whole lot of nothing. Get to some action. But then when the action did finally arrive, it was very much worth it. I think my favorite part had to be just very much how he handled the whole thing. It's very much what you'd expect a teenage boy to do if they got a new video game they were really into. They also continue the cycle of making him look kind of sleazy and underhanded. I feel like he's going to make up for it later on. At least I hope he does, seeing as he seems to be the main... Well, I don't really know whether to call him a protagonist or antagonist now that I think about it. As for the Captain Planet issue, I'm a little drawn. You know, he could fly up and smash helicopters and all that. But I don't know if he could really stand a Captain Planet. I think that's it. You know, actually, he'd probably be able to stay toe-to-toe with him for a little while. So he is on that superhero type power level. I mean, he has been beating back the Russian army pretty hard. Or maybe it's a bunch of thugs that really hasn't defined too well yet. Or that French guy. Maybe the French Foreign Legion will get involved, huh? You know, when I read it, I didn't know he was French. So I got like halfway through it and it's like, oh, well, I need to make sure to do that accent when I read it for you guys. This was a very good comic though. It felt kind of short, but it was well paced and it added to the overall story. Like you can definitely see what they're building. It's going to be great once all these are done to see the full thing. My only real criticisms really seem to be with the formatting. It seemed really different in this one. Maybe I'm just not remembering quite right, but the letters alone, like they looked really oddly Xeroxed. The whole print quality of this one was kind of, I don't want to say bad, but it was just, it looked a little different than what I had seen in the other ones so far. I'm wondering if there is some sort of change in the time that maybe like they went from one form of printing to another. Because when this came out, I believe it was in the early 2000s at some point, 2002, somewhere in there. I'll put it up on the screen right now. Still, that's a very minor complaint. I mean, that's really nitpicking. My job's kind of to see any problems in it, along with the positive, though. I really enjoyed this episode myself, just the story, everything. I hope it's something you have also enjoyed, and I hope you'll join me here again next week. Again, I'm going to be doing Hellboy. Really excited for that one. I have the entire series run. I bought all of them before I started on them. So this won't be one of those one-off, when am I going to get around to it type things. Well, until next time, remember, very much like a video game, you are indeed the dreamer and the fabricator of your own reality. Make it a good one.